Why hasn't he done socks yet? We need the socks. All the socks. How many socks? All the socks. Welcome back, Fantasy Freaks, to All Things Larp. I had originally planned to do an episode on the scale mail armor that my wife has, but one, she's not here, and two, she didn't really want to model it for me, and I know I'm not going to do it. And make a fool out of myself. Where did I go wrong with my life? So today we're going to do part 2 of I Wish I Knew, because it went over really well. Let's not waste any time and get right into it. This one comes to us from commenter Cheryl, who says, I wish I knew to bring notes with me. Now this one I wish I did, and I've only started doing the last few years, and it's really helped me out with just having notes on me for various reasons. I'm not a caster now as I used to be, and I wish I had these on me with me previously so that I could really remember, what is that, what does this do, certain things. I know clarify really helps, but it's also good to know going in your notes on skills, what calls are, any information that might be important to, does this work for this or does this work for that, and sometimes lore information that you should have on you. Maybe there are things that your character knows and you might not be thinking about it, or there are some parts of your history that you may have not have forgotten about, or may have forgotten about, excuse me. Because I know there are parts of my history that I wrote years ago, and maybe it'll pop up, or maybe it's something I'll kind of forget about, and I'll think to myself, you know what, that's something that I really should know. So it's always good to have some kind of notes on you to bring with you to game. And that'll bring me into number 2. I wish I knew to write notes at game. This is one that I've really gotten into the last few years, especially when it comes to writing Pels. I'll sit there and I'll stare at it, I'll think to myself, I don't remember, and you try to process the game in your head over and over and over, and you just forgot what happened. You forgot some of the important details. I've set my Pel and realized that I forgot that I learned something that game. I would say that for anyone who really wants to keep good memory of what went down, get yourself a small notebook or even an in-game journal and take some time to write a little bit of notes, things you heard, things you saw. Maybe if you're just sitting in the tavern, just write down a little bit, give yourself just a peace of mind knowing that you're going to have that for later on, for lore, things you learned, some in-game things, or maybe even some out-of-game things that you saw and you wish you knew. And number 3 works with us on something that was mentioned last I Wish I Knew, and it comes from us from commenter Chloe. It says, I wish I knew to bring a fitted sheet. Now sometimes these hints are going to be practical, logistical, and in this case this is simply comfort. And I know from personal experience that from tossing and turning at night at camp, feeling that mattress can really kind of mess up your sleep and constantly wake you up, or just turning over, and it can get uncomfortable. Sometimes just having a fitted sheet with you can really help in so many different ways. It's kind of like putting on a new pair of... No, we will get to those eventually. But this is one of those small yet important details that will help make your event feel much better. Number 4 is an important one that I would really like new players to take in before they even start their first game. I wish I knew that I could recreate or re-roll my character after my first event. And in some games it allows it after multiple events. I know a lot of new players that really stress that character to try to get it perfect, but understand you do not have to get it perfect. And there's going to be times at game where you're there for a couple of days and you go and you leave and you get home and it's like, I was playing a rogue and I really wanted to play a rogue. And this goes along with one of my videos about weapons and everything else. I really wanted to play this, but I don't. I saw this and I want to be something else. Now I know a player right now that was really all about playing a roguish style character. Now he wants to play a cleric. So that can happen to anyone. So remember, you don't need to have a perfect character right off the bat for any reason in any way. There's really no such thing as the perfect character. There's really no such thing as the perfect build in any game, at least as far as I've seen. So don't stress that feeling that that's what you have to do, because you will always, or at least I have never seen that you couldn't, be able to re-roll your character after your first, second, third game and build it the way you want to through what you learned during your first weekend. And the last one for us this episode comes from my buddy Hero, who stated, I wish I knew about food immersion. Now, it might not seem important, but as you get on in role-playing, sometimes it's the small things that can really make a difference. And just carrying some of these items with you, so when you sit down, you eat, you have yourself an ale, anything from a mug, Have yourself a nice horn mug. I love this one. Or plate, a simple wooden plate, or even medieval style utensils can really make a difference for you with the help with the immersion for yourself or others around you. It may seem small, but I've always thought that small things really make a difference. And in this case, as I've gotten older and more experienced, food immersion to me has really started to mean a lot. And I put some time and effort into making sure that when I sit down that I have some items that really fit the period of the world a lot better. And that is it for episode 2 of I Wish I Knew. I have enough to make at least 6 more of these now. So I really appreciate all the comments. I really appreciate all the suggestions on the Facebook or on the YouTube. Keep them comments. Let's see how long we can get this running and help out new players and vets learn some things they may not have known. And let's work as a community to educate each other. So for all things LARP, thank you once again. Please like, share, and subscribe. And remember, if you want to be involved, get involved. Ooh.